This program is going to introduce you to meditation and give you a chance to try some meditation exercises for yourself, firsthand. In a few moments, I'm going to be guiding you through these exercises, but before I do, I would like to explain some things about meditation in general and about its relationship to health psychology. In recent years, there's been quite a bit of research on the health benefits of meditating. This line of research really starts with the work of Herb Benson, who in 1975 published the book The Relaxation Response. In that book, he showed that meditating actually alleviates or controls certain stress-related health problems, such as blood pressure or heart disease. Since that time, other researchers have shown that meditating can actually be very helpful in reducing cholesterol levels, increasing longevity, managing pain, treating sleep disorders, asthma, ulcers, tension headaches, depression, anxiety, and other physical as well as psychological problems. But the question related to health psychology is, how does meditation work? Why is it that meditating provides these health benefits? So first we need to understand exactly what we mean by meditation. Typically, meditation teachers make a distinction between the practice of meditation on the one hand and the experience of meditation on the other. You have probably had the experience of meditation many times in your life, whether you've known it or not. This experience is one of being fully alive, fully present in the moment, undistracted by thoughts, immersed in the experience, free of any cares and concerns. The basic premise that some teachers have is that meditation involves stopping one's mental activity and ceasing the process of thought. For example, Paul Brunton says, "The aim of meditation, when culminating in contemplation, is the stilling of all mental activity so that mind itself, the source and condition of this activity, may be known in its original state. The practice ultimately leads the artist to find beauty and the mystic to find the godlike within himself." Sogyal Rinpoche says, "To meditate is to make a complete break with how we normally operate, for it is a state free of all cares and concerns, in which there is no competition, no desire to possess or grasp at anything, no intense and anxious struggle, and no hunger to achieve, an ambitionless state where there is neither acceptance nor rejection, neither hope nor fear, a state in which we slowly begin to release all of these emotions and concepts that have imprisoned us into the space of natural simplicity." Now, the practice of meditation involves specific techniques that can be used to facilitate this experience. Typically, these techniques can be categorized into one of two types. One type is called concentrative meditation. In concentrative meditation, the idea is to focus singly on an object of some type, restricting attention to a single unchanging stimulus or thought. Now, this stimulus can be a sound, it can be a physical movement, it can be a visual image, or in some cases even a riddle. But the idea is to have pinpointed concentration, focusing on a single thing and eliminating all others from your attention. Now, this technique is contrasted with the other technique called mindfulness. Rather than limiting attention to one object or thought in mindfulness, the meditator tries to maintain full awareness of all conscious thoughts, being fully alert and receptive without judging or reacting to anything. The idea is to break through stereotype perception. We all become habituated to the things we're exposed to over and over, and eventually we stop noticing these familiar things. What mindfulness meditation does is it allows you to see each event as if for the first time. Now, before we start meditating, there are a few considerations you need to take into account. One of them is the setting for meditation. The ideal setting for meditation involves a time and a place. The time should be one in which you are comfortable meditating. Ideally, early morning when you first wake up is well suited for meditation. But not all of us are morning people. Many of us have a rush, have an urgency in the morning to get somewhere, and so mornings may not be a good time. Whatever time of day you pick in order to meditate, pick a time that you can do meditation consistently. Pick a time where you can be there every day at the same time. Another consideration is the location. You need to find a quiet, pleasant place where you're not going to be interrupted. This can be in a bedroom, a den, perhaps out in nature, in your yard, someplace that you feel very comfortable sitting. And speaking of sitting, the next consideration is one of posture. Many meditation teachers encourage one to sit on the floor with legs crossed. Now this approach is very Eastern, and for those of us in the West, we're not always comfortable sitting on the floor cross-legged. I find that if I sit on the floor and I put a cushion under myself, I can elevate my back in a way that causes less strain. The idea is to keep your back, your spine erect. That makes things more comfortable, and it's also more conducive to meditation. On the other hand, you can sit perfectly well on a chair with your spine straight and your feet planted on the floor. I find this to be a very comfortable position in which I can sit for long periods of time. The idea is to find a position for meditation that is very comfortable because you want to be able to stay there as long as you can, as long as you're comfortable. Another approach to meditating in terms of posture is to lie stretched out on your back on the floor. Now, if you're a person who falls asleep easily while lying on your back, this is not a good idea. But for instance, I find that I can lie on my back and have very good meditations on a regular basis, and I've rarely fallen asleep. A third consideration is your breath. Breathing is a crucial part of meditation, and some meditation practices, such as one that we will do today, involves focusing on the breath. Very specific breathing techniques are used in meditation. In general, though, your breathing should be deep, slow, and steady. Most importantly, your breath should be unforced. Do not force your breath in or out. Just breathe in a relaxed way, easy, and on the in-breath, you want to feel the expansion of your lungs, and as you breathe out, you feel the contraction slowly, gently, rhythmically. Finally, there's the issue of attention, which we have already talked about. Whether you are in concentrative meditation or you're using a mindfulness technique, in all cases, meditation involves pinpointing your attention, focusing your attention on one object or on one process. In mindfulness, the object of your meditation is the process of meditating. While you are receptive to all things without judging, you are maintaining a focus on the very act of doing that. Eventually, as you focus your attention on one thing, that allows you to make the transition to attending to nothing. And that is the object of meditation practice. The practice of meditation is designed to bring you to a space between thoughts, to take the space between the time that one thought ends and the next thought begins, and to expand that space indefinitely. Now we're ready to start our meditation techniques.